Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com, and today I actually have a semi-Disney layout for you, but it's actually the end pages in my Fall Autumn Traveler's Notebook. You guys might know I've posted a little bit of a flip through over on Instagram and all of that stuff, and more of the pages are over on my Patreon. But the final thing we did before really diving into more of the traditional fall things, really I ran out of room to do the entire fall, but it captured a lot of it, was the last thing we did in October was buy our Disney annual passes. So I wanted to make sure that made it in here before I do, normal Disney pages, probably in my 12 by 12 format, because there are just so many photos that go along with that. But I actually pulled out a collection I forgot I had, which is the Coco Vanilla Studio Unforgettable. And I got this a while back when it first came out, and I haven't used it too much. I did a few pages as a collaboration when I first got it. But after that, it sits in this little bag. I got it from Scrapbook Your Joy. If you haven't checked them out, definitely check out her shop. Especially for any Canadian viewers, it is a Canada-based shop, so that's great for anyone over that way who's looking for some of these elusive collections that come out every year. But I really, really like this collection for this particular photo because I wanted to keep it simple. And there's also things I coordinate with Disney, like the word dream. So when I saw that this title piece was in there, I thought it was perfect. And similarly, the pass holder cards this year, since it is the 50th anniversary of Magic Kingdom, have a watercolor sort of esque look to them, very shiny, and just really thought it went well with this collection. Now, this 4x6 card I just glued down is not part of the collection. It's actually from a Project Life Baby related collection, but I thought it went really, really well with the pinks in this collection, and of course the florals. We love florals. And there's not too much purple in this particular Unforgettable Coco Vanilla set, but I thought the pinks and purples went really well together, so I wanted to emphasize that. Luckily, when I went through the die cut pack, the ephemera pack had actually had three, but I only used two of the tickets that say admit one ticket, and I thought that was perfect because we're showing our tickets to Disney World. So this was a super monumental moment. Renewing and finally getting my pass back after the pandemic was a big change for me, and obviously it was a big source of entertainment for me before the pandemic when I lived in Florida, so I wanted to make sure I documented and gave myself plenty of room for journaling on this page. Hence why I went for a 4x6 journaling card instead of a traditional sort of label that I would normally go for a typical set of journaling on a page for my style. One of the things that I mentioned earlier was that the word dream always associates to Disney with me, because one of the first times I fell back in love with Disney when we started going again when we were older was a cruise on the Disney Dream. So that's one of the names of their boats. So every time I see that, I'm like, I could use that on a Disney page, whether it's for my Disney Cruise album that I'm still working on. Yes, I still am. Or it could be for just a normal trip to Disney World. It's all about dreaming and believing, and there's definitely some of that in this collection and so many other collections. And this further proves that you don't need to use Disney exactly themed things to capture these moments. So if you don't want to spend the money on additional materials after your Disney trip, you can of course just use what you have. I'm sure you'll be able to find some phrase stickers that'll work and some other pieces in your stash. Here I'm grabbing a couple more of the stickers. As you can see, I framed the title with two florals, and really this is quite a simple layout because I know I'll want to journal quite a bit on it. But I wanted to include some of the phrase stickers, so underneath the ticket set I made a little one that said noteworthy. Here I'm grabbing a little arrow because I want to make sure that it emphasizes everything, and I want a little more contrast because I have the title that comes in black and I have the camera at the bottom that comes in black, but I wanted another section of that deep contrast to continue it throughout the page so it doesn't stand out so boldly. I will say, after letting these stickers sit for a while, like quite a while, sometimes it's harder to get them off the backing paper, especially the cardstock stickers, but given that I live in such a humid climate, I'm going to attribute it to that. But another reason to use your supplies faster is that the elements and your environment can take quite a toll on them, whether it's sun damage, whether it's humidity damage. Just make sure you're trying to treat them well and use them up, as we like to do. Any empty is a good day for me, as many of you guys know. And here I accidentally glued down the title that I was going to use on the other side back to the sticker sheet. Luckily it came back up quite quickly, but I thought this memories piece was very, very beautiful. I really love script, especially when it comes to adding it with florals. I just think script and florals go so beautifully together, And here I thought about adding an extra bit of clear sticker with one of those watercolor blobs that they do, which is, again, so beautiful. Love Coco Vanilla Studios. They make such gorgeous collections, but I wanted to keep it a little more simple with just the word memories on the left hand side, again bringing in that sort of visual triangle for those dark black contrast pieces. Overall, I think this worked out really, really well. I didn't want too much on the left hand side because I wanted my passes to shine, but I do add this little tab at the top there, tie in a little bit more of the color from the right hand side and to fill up that gap space. Since I only had 12 by 12 papers for this particular collection, I tend to just use the actual embellishments on smaller projects like traveler's notebooks, cards, or smaller layout sizes because I don't want to waste, quote unquote waste, the actual 12 by 12 paper. But of course you could always add some paper behind that to make it pop a little bit more and to make it feel more cohesive if that's more your style. And since this was the last page in my notebook, I decided to add some enamel dots. I thought there's no more bulk going to be added. I can get away with a couple enamel dots on this page just to add a little bit more fun and a little bit more of those purples and pinks. But here is the close-up of the final page in my Autumn Traveler's Notebook. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the pages, and if you're interested in more, they'll be over on my Patreon if you haven't checked that out yet. But thank you guys so, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to comment below what you liked most about this album, and I'll be sure to be back with a flip through sometime soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys!